What's going on, guys? JPB2 here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Monday. And for today's gameplay, we have an Adventures Pranks versus a Marincess matchup with me as the prankster going first. Now, I apologize for not being able to upload a YouTube video yesterday. I had it uploaded, but apparently I had the wrong date set on it, so I had to re-record the whole video for another day, but that's a whole issue aside from that. With that being said, let's get on with today's gameplay. Now, as I told you guys, I am up against a Marincess player, and I had a combo starter card in my hand. Over here, when I normaled out a monster, my opponent's side of the field did get highlighted. That means he either had Maxi, Imperm, or Veiler, and it turns out he did have Imperm. He Imperms my Doodly Doo Surge. Now, usually, the Doodly Doo Surge will give you the Prank Surge, and with the Fansies, you will pitch your Panda into the graveyard. That depends on whether you have another Prankets named monster in your hand or not. If you have two more other named Prankets monsters in your hand, you search for Panday over Pranks, you pitch Pranks at that point. But that rarely ever happens. Or if you want to go for a 2-card full combo, then you search your Panday, pitch Pranks. Again, rarely ever happens because you need to start with two different named Prankets monsters in your hand for a 2-card full combo. And it does require a lot of resources from your hand as well. And if you don't have another named card in your hand, before you end your combo, you will not be able to get pranks from your graveyard into your hand to recycle your cards, right? But that thought aside, since I had one of the two, Pandemonium or Pranks in my hand, the Imperm or Ash Blossom on the Doodly Doo or a Veiler on the Doodly Doo does not matter to you, because you just pitch the other card you require in your graveyard through your Fansies, you go into your second copy of Doodle Doo, fish it back out, and you still have a full intact Butler combo once you are ending your turn, right? So we go into Bow Wow, activate Roxy's, banish out one of the Imperm, draw into another Pranket's name. Now this is pretty good because this way, by drawing this card, it at least allows me to go into my Weather Washer in case things go down south if this guy does Call by the Grave by Bow Wow Bark, right? So with that, we end our turn, activate Pranks, recycle 3. If I had drawn into a Designator before I drew into Lamseys, it would have been so much more better. Unfortunately, did not draw it off of my Pranks recycle, so a useless card for now. On opponent's draw phase, obviously we activate Bow Wow, to which he responds with a Call by the Grave. Now, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should have shotgunned the Maxi first, then activated Bow Wow. So if he is playing a combo deck, which we all know he obviously is, I told you guys he's playing Marincess, he would have Call by the Grave my Maxi over my Bow Wow, so that way my Bow Wow would securely go through. That was the first misplay I made. But again, it is a flu meta, so Maxi might be a deck card, you never know. So that's the reason why I did not shotgun Maxi. Second thing is that once he did that, I should have Maxied him after when he activated the Pot of Desires. I did not chain my Maxi to this Pot of Desires because I was hoping that maybe he would have no negate. That's a big hope, but that's a big misplay as well. Okay, keep that in mind. Because Pot of Desires will draw him 2 cards. It takes a useless card from his hand, throws it away, draws him 2 fresh cards. So either of those draw could be Ash Blossom or a Call by the Grave or a Crossout, which would have rendered my Maxi useless. So I should have chained my Maxi to this, but again, I was greedy. Did not chain my Maxi to this. And once I see the first Marincess normal on the field, that's when I activate my Maxi. At this point, he could have drawn into another Call by the Grave Ash or Crossout. Apparently, he either hard drew 2 Call by the Grave or drew another Call by the Grave off of the Pot of Desires. Whichever one, my Maxi does fizzle out. So with that, he starts going off into his own combo. Now don't ask me why. He did not go into his standard combo. He did not go for the OTK lethal this turn. I mean, he did go through Anemone, so he was locked into water monsters only afterwards. So he does all his Marincess shenanigans, such as for a wave from the triangle, Marincess dive, gets the Seahorse back on the field, goes into Bubble Reef. Now, I don't know if he had an opportunity to search for the field spell. I mean, obviously he did. The Angel would have searched for the field spell, but he went for a dive, I believe, and he did not commit his resources to the play. I'm assuming he was scared of the face down card I had set on the field, right? That's my assumption right there. So he tries to end his main phase to go into battle phase to whack over my fancies, to which obviously we respond with a Pandemonium. This Pandemonium obviously has to go into Weather Washer, and we're going to activate the 2 cards effects in the graveyard, get out 2 specials on the field. Now keep in mind, the cards I pitched to the graveyard for the Weather Washer were my green and red cards, namely my Lamseys and Fansies, which means I could have put 2 Dropsies on the field instantly, but I chose not to do it. Keep in mind, guys, the Bubble Reef can still attack, okay? I do not want him attacking my Dropsies to take away one of my Dropsies off of the field. And Weather Washer being a quick effect, you can't activate it during battle phase, so he tries to kill my Weather Washer. I activate it, target Doodly Doo plus Fansies, put him on the field. I was hoping for this guy to be pretty, stupid and attack into my Doodly Doo. That is the biggest reason why I put my Doodly Doo on the field, hoping that this guy attacks into it. And he does. He does not know how Weather Washer works. He attacks into my Doodly Doo. That means this card's immediate destruction through battle. We survive. Doodly Doo stays on the field. He sets down 2 cards, passes his turn over. Now we know both his Call by the Graves are gone. He called by the grave me twice in one single turn. So none of these cards are called by the grave. They could be Imperm, they could be Forbidden Droplet, among those cards. And we also know he has a Wave in his hand. So Marincess Wave will negate a monster on the field. Now I draw into Anti-Spell. So at this point he tries to activate Bubble Reef. I was going to Imperm out the Bubble Reef, so that way he does not draw a card, to which he responds with a Wave. Wave negate my Doodly Doo, and then it goes off anyways, he gets a card draw. I go into my second copy of Doodly Doo to activate both my Fansies and Roxy's in the graveyard, okay? The reason why I wanted to activate Roxy's is because I want to recycle 1 card from my hand. Anti-Spell is an insane card against Marincess. I wanted to keep it, so I would be forced to banish out my Crossout Designator. I'm saying, if this guy has Nib in his hand, he could Nib me, I would not care about it. That's what I said. I'm going to go for OTK Lethal this turn itself. So, actually the greedy play paid off. I actually drew into Instant Fusion. So once I drew into Instant Fusion, I put another copy of Dropsies on the field immediately, okay? Immediately I put it on the field. Because I now know I have combo extension, I could kill my opponent this turn itself. So that was the last chance my opponent had to nib me. He did not take it. So that means Totally Awesome is now online. With that, we link off into Unicorn. Unicorn activate, pitch Anti-Spell. I target the last card that he had set on the field, which turned out to be Crossout Designator. He activates it, I don't know why, maybe to thin out his own deck, but I'm okay with that. With that, I do Instant Fusion. Now keep in mind, Imperm column, okay? This was Imperm column. We need to keep track of that. Always keep track of Imperm columns. Do not waste your combo extensions in Imperm column. That's gonna be really sad. I have done it multiple times. I still do it now and then, but remember always to check before you make your spell activate. If you're not sure which card is the Imperm column, what you guys can do is go scroll back to the Imperm. You see the small red thing right there? It shows you which card the Imperm column activated in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second from the right, Imperm column. So you guys can look at it this way as well. Rocket Ride tributes itself, target Doodly Doo plus Dropsies, put them on the field. We're gonna go off into Boral Sword. Now I did not go into Access Code, I instead opted to go into Boral Sword because this card, again, unaffected. So Boral Sword, I'm gonna yoink half the attack, kill it in battle phase, attack with Totally, attack with the Nightmare, activate Boral Sword, put Totally in face-up defense, and then that means my Boral Sword gets another attack, whack him in the face for game. That's going to be it for today's game, guys. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank and video uploads. If you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description stuff for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing off for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!